Happy International Women's Day.
Yay!
Women's Month.
I know, happy Women's Month. I wanted to know your reaction for receiving the FWN Award. How did you feel and what was your first reaction?
For me, I was thinking, why me? Why did I get this award? Because it's the word or the words most influential is quite daunting in terms of expectations. So, and it's a responsibility also that you carry. Not that I question the experiences or the work that I did, but it's more that there are a lot of women really deserving of the title or the award.
It's recognizing your life's work, but also it gave me a sense of purpose and responsibility to give back and to mentor more women to be able to get to where we are all, the position where we all are.
What makes it special is the fact that you're being recognized by your own community. But there's something very, very special about being recognized by our Filipino community here.
Yes, it's an honor. It's an honor, and grateful for the privilege. It's a privilege to be able to recognize.
I was speechless. And for anybody who knows me, to be speechless is rare. So I was like, I didn't know what to say. But then when I found out more about the award, it meant more. I'm going to cry. It meant more knowing that it came from Rosary, who is somebody I look up to. And I think is an influential woman from the beginning. So speechless still to this day.
I'm very grateful, I think, because it gave me a lot of opportunities that otherwise I would not have, done it for myself.
And my children were so proud, so I tagged them along to Paris with me. It is a shock. I have nothing to show for it. I can honestly say that. I was just totally, working here but to be nominated to be an awardee is such
That's what the award is all about. It's really honoring women. It's you making a difference as an individual and the changes that you can make according to what was given to you or what you are trying to take in terms of your career.
When you read the bios of all the other women who were also awardees within the same cohort, it was truly an honor. My favorite part is, like Dr. Eileen said, it's being able to be recognized from a Filipina organization. That's truly tremendous. But what I want to know is, I opened up this conversation because the crux of this conversation is really like, why is this recognition so important for the visibility of women, for representation? I want your perspective on why it's that significant.
When I accidentally discovered FWN, I was shocked that this is the caliber out there that I didn't know. We are good, we are highly respectable in our fields. We have something to give in the community. And that is representation that mattered to me personally, that I've actually changed my perspective on my own identity. And then actually, you know what, we can do this, and we are equally good. And I'm now, very proud Filipina.
It's very important to be visible, to be seen, and to be heard, because you cannot underestimate the importance of our influence in inspiring people, that they can see somebody who looks like them. I know everybody says so, but it's so true. Right. That, if I can do it, you can do it too. Right.
With our influence, we can be able to encourage others that we're not only working in the healthcare industries, we can encourage. It'll be nice to see in sports.
We at this table and FWN more broadly, we're helping to shape and reshape the brand of Filipinas around the world. And I love that we all come from different fields. I love that we're all from different journeys. But at the end of the day, if we don't represent for Filipinos,
Who will?
That's right.
who will? Nobody will. So we are here because we must.
When you talk about representation, we are represented, but it depends on how they see us and how they perceive us representing ourselves, right? We're limited to certain roles, or are we capable of doing more things than the specific roles that they assigned us to?
Yeah, the answer is yes.
FWN for me is tremendous because it shows what is possible. It shows opportunities or choices that we never thought existed in our hemisphere because no one taught us what was possible. No one taught us what we were able to do. All of us went through FWN through different cohorts or different years, and so we have different perspectives. I actually want to hear what other people's experiences was when they went to their award, met other cohorts. I want to hear from others. What was your experience?
Isn't this so special that FWN, we would not probably have met or sitting down here. FWN brought us together. And I think, the network is just getting bigger and better.
I was very happy to be in the company of this wonderful, smart, and powerful women.
I was really terrified about, your insecurities has,
Yes, that's-
it does come out.
Come out.
But what was really good about that group is that they don't make you feel that way, or our group doesn't make you feel that way because, and then at a certain point you'll know that you belong. And I think that at the end of the day, when you feel like you belong, I think you can thrive better that way.
For those of us in the 2022 group, and even for those of you in the 2017 and 2019 group, we've only really gotten to know each other recently. But actually, for my 2022 sisters here, I've seen you more often than I've
Exactly.
seen a whole bunch of people that I've known for a really long time, right? Since November. Think about it, how many times we've actually seen each other, and how remarkable that is. That's the impact of FWN. And I think that's something to be really cherished if you think about it.
I talked to my mom. She said, "What's it like there?" And I said, "Mom, there's just a lot of powerful women.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power in this room. They are doing shit. They are moving the world. This is amazing. And I don't want to go home."
Trailblazing, being first, breaking through barriers. What types of advice or what would you say are the behaviors or the attitudes that are needed to be able to overcome that, to break through? I just wanted your perspective around that.
When you have a roadmap, you'll worry about all the other noise around you. Focus on the work, because when you're an expert at what you do, promotion and glowing and all that jazz that comes with it comes inevitably.
If somebody give you lemon, make a lemonade. But not only lemonade. If you want to put that in your tequila, whatever, that's fine. Yeah, because, I started to come here as a caregiver, and I didn't realize I will achieve like this. I am grateful that I have a very supportive and a loving husband and a loving family.
Just don't be afraid to not take a step. Because if you don't move, then you're stuck somewhere. And then a blaze will come find you, generally. So yeah, that would be my advice, is just don't be afraid to take a step. Yeah, don't be afraid to take the step.
I think there's something there that speaks to curiosity, right? And being willing to say, well, why not? Right? Why can't I go that way? Why not go that way?
One of the challenges I feel like we all face, I think some of you touched on it earlier, was like being discriminated. It's a tough challenge. I face it on a daily, if not hourly basis. So in terms of discrimination that you've faced, share how you've had to either rethink things to get through something, or what have you had to do to overcome it?
I've always felt that I was underestimated or questioned or, looked at differently. However, instead of feeling down or just, clamming up, I've always thought, well, let me prove them wrong.
The minute they call you on the phone and they say, "So I'm coming to see you," and then they knock on the door and they, you feel really discriminated. You just, "Oh," and I go, "Were you expecting that I'm a Canadian?" So that's how I felt discriminated by this kind of business. It's that they choose where to go. But then I felt very welcome by our, now the Filipinos and other ethnic groups. But it's difficult to really break into the white world business, sorry to say that. But that's how I felt. I have to really work on that and just accept that this is my business is gonna be like this.
The interesting one was that somebody came to the house. I opened the door and said, "Can I talk to the owner of the house?" Oh, because I, I not, I don't look good probably that I live in that house. So I said, "I am the owner of the house." I said, "Can I speak to your husband?" So of course, I brought my husband, and then they talked, and I said, "Talk to my wife."
I made it stop ruining my day and use it more positively in terms of putting my foot down and speaking up, and making sure that I am heard and that this behavior is not acceptable.
It's okay to feel bad when somebody makes you feel bad, but then it's what you do with it.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right? It's what you do with it.
I want to close by asking like what advice you would give your younger self.
It doesn't hurt when you deviate. It's okay. Even if you didn't get to do this, it doesn't matter. Just try again until you get to what you want. So.
Spend more time with family. Go home maybe more. I could have seen my dad more. Be kind to yourself and spend more time with family. Not just work hard.
You can have a family and a career. You absolutely can. But I love what Tita Cory said about having a great life partner. You know, my husband is an amazing partner. He used to, Filipino family gatherings. I'm bringing home the bacon in the family. I bring home the bacon, but si Joyce, she brings home the lechon.
You can have it, run a business and have a career and have a family. Go to daily mass.
Don't forget to think about you too. Right? It's hard to be a good partner, a good business person, or a good professional, a good mother, a good daughter, right? And there's all these expectations that I think we place on ourselves, not realizing that the ability to be able to do that well means you have to take care of yourself.
Don't be afraid to lead, to take the lead. Sometimes, we hesitated. Oh, I'm getting older. So, I think it's being who we are. There's something in us that we want to discover. I'm 58 years old, and I'm starting a new company.
I would tell our parents sacrificed so much coming here. And you know what they care about? Surviving. My parents did everything they could to survive in this country, to thrive and take care of us. So what I would tell my younger self would be to, one, that you're enough, and second, that you're loved. Because these words I wouldn't hear as often because they were very busy surviving. And I think it's a beautiful thing that we have each other. And that we can share the stories of the things that, like the cultural nuances of who we are as Filipina women. Yes. And so I want to thank you so much for sharing your amazing stories. And it's going to inspire so many women. And I'm excited to see this all come together. So thank you all so much for your time and for sharing all your amazing stories.
Thank you for bringing us together.
Thank you for bringing us together.
Let's start with you, Rosary. This is what I mean, so I can't pick on anyone. I know. This is open. Okay, I was like, I want to know what your reaction was when you found out you were an awardee for the Filipina. I wanted to know your reaction for receiving the FWN.
To tell my younger self, sorry. I was just caught up with a lot of good stories. I was like, hey,
P.S.
P.S. I like that. Sorry. But I think we also...